Hey docs, what's going on? It's Jeff, part of your Smart Chiropractor team, and I was going to hop on and do a surprise live webinar talking about going digital, using tech to optimize your marketing. This is a talk I gave just a couple weeks ago at the Texas Chiropractic College annual event, and I thought there were some really cool key takeaways, got great feedback on it, so I thought it'd be a great opportunity to touch on some of these key points in this group where I know everybody's looking for ways to build and grow their practice in a way that they can be proud of. So let's kind of dive in and comment down below. Let me know where you're from, where you're tuning in from, all that fun stuff. Let's just jam through it and go through some things together. So what are we going to go through over the next couple minutes? We're going to talk about the keys to building a health tribe. You've heard us talk about this a little bit in the past, but I want to frame it in a new way for you. The three most important content channels for 2021. There's going to be some surprises there. So if you're interested in what they may be, stick around. And we'll talk about why memberships might just be the future of healthcare. And I'm going to make a pretty strong case that it's something that even if it's not on your radar today, should be on your radar for the future. And we'll talk about why throughout it all. So let's kind of dive in. Why is this information so important? Because in my belief, if you're able to go digital, if you're able to use technology, you're able to decrease your stress, you're able to create more revenue, and you're able to be less vulnerable. I know over the last year, many practices have bounced back better than before, which is awesome, but it was a little touchy for a while there. A year ago, March, we received a ton of emails and we grew a bunch because docs were like, man, I can't get into my practice. I know I need to communicate with the people in my health tribe, with my patients. I need the systems and tools to do so. And that's really, really critically important. If you are reliant upon the services you deliver in the four walls of your practice for 99% of your revenue, 100% of your revenue, you are vulnerable if you're unable to get in there. But that doesn't mean you need to be scared, doesn't mean you do anything wild and crazy. What it does mean is you need to have communication channels set up in place. So if and when that happens in the future, you're able to generate revenue and keep in communication with your patients, because that was really the key. We noticed that the docs that had great communication channels through their social media, through automated email, through all those things we talk about all the time, were able really to bounce back very quickly. They were able to maybe pivot a little bit to telehealth. They had options as opposed to not having options and saying, man, I hope there's some loans coming down the pipe here. So it's really about all three of these things: less stress, creating more revenue, and also being less vulnerable. So where do we start with building a health tribe? It all starts with teaching and inviting consistently. I know you've heard us talk about this time and time again, but we're going to continue to talk about it because it's so important. The emphasis on your patient attraction and patient acquisition needs to be within teaching and inviting. That's how people go from potential patient to active patient in every practice. It's the opportunity to teach, engage, educate, entertain, do those things through social, through email, through the channels we'll talk about in a few moments. That gives you the opportunity then to invite your audience to take the next step, to engage with your practice, to come in as an active patient. And the other key is to do it consistently, right? I think about this like baseball. If you swing the bat one time in your life and you hope to hit a home run, good luck. You do it for 30 years, 1,000 times a day, you're going to get some home runs. So it's about consistency. Consistency is the number one predictor of success with marketing. And when you line that up with teaching and inviting and then doing that consistently, man, you start to see some really significant growth of a health tribe. And your health tribe, how we define it, is anybody in your audience. Could be people following you on social media, might be people on your email list. And a lot of healthcare practices have this flip totally upside down, meaning if I ask you how many patient files you have, you might say 500 or 1,000, and ask you how many emails you have, you might say 400 or 800. So it's not as many as you've had active patients, which is totally the opposite of pretty much every other business on planet Earth. If you looked at Nike and said, how many email addresses do you have? How many people in your health tribe? Nike might say 500 million people. You'd say how many active clients? It would be less than that. So they have a funnel, right? They have a lot of people in their audience. That's how they manufacture their business, and their business is the smaller subset of their audience. In the healthcare world, we have this really weird thing going on where most of us have a active patient database or inactive patient database that's larger than our even contact list. So it becomes way more difficult. That's why it's so important to build a health tribe and to teach and invite. Because when you flip that funnel around and you have more people who know who you are than are people in your practice, Now you start to be able to manufacture business and revenue and patient visits by helping people. And how do you do that? They need to know why. They need to know who you are. They need to know all those things. How do you deliver that message? You teach and invite consistently. So that's what that comes down to. So you might be thinking, great, but how do I know what to teach? I start with these two big questions each and every time. Who is your ideal patient and what are they struggling with? And these are very simple concepts, right? Is your ideal patient a senior who's trying to get out there on the golf course? Because what they're struggling with is going to be different than a high school athlete. It's going to be different than a college athlete. It's going to be different than a mom or dad trying to get back to the gym after a few years out with young children, right? So once you identify your patient avatar or your ideal patient, now you can start to ask yourself what are they struggling with? What are those things that they have questions about? And guess what? Now you teach, you answer those questions. So an example might be if it was a senior golfer, right? People trying to stay active on the golf course, you might have a teaching moment. So your ideal patient is a senior. What are they struggling with? Staying active and being able to golf with their friends. Great. So now that you've answered those two questions, now you can say, great, I'll hop on and teach something around. Here are the 3 things you can do if you're a senior looking to stay active on the golf course. And if you are struggling with any of this, now give us a call. We're happy to do an evaluation and make sure you get the care you need to stay active. You can teach and invite and do it day after day, and you'll see progress for sure. 2 people who do this very, very well. You might know their faces. You might you might have an opinion on one of them or both of them. But Josh Axe did this very well. Josh was in school at the same time I was in school at Palmer, Florida, and he started with 0. Right? He built a practice in Nashville. He built Axe as we know it, Dr. Josh Axe, the brand, Ancient Nutrition. He built this starting at 0. How? He showed up every single day and taught and invited. He taught people every single day about their diet and nutrition. He invited them to buy his cookbooks. He invited them into their programs. He invited them to buy the supplements. And now he is reaping the rewards of it. On the other side of the screen, the gentleman with the dark hair and the beard, Joe Cipriano, has done the same on YouTube. Regardless of what you think about YouTube chiropractors, this guy's generated like 500 million views online, and he didn't do that with 2 videos. He's done that by showing up day after day with hundreds upon hundreds of videos that has enabled him to teach and invite. Now, his teaching you might like, you might not like, but he's inviting people constantly to engage with his page, to follow and subscribe, and to schedule appointments. And he's built and grew as a result of that. So all of the models are out there. The question is, are you going to take action and do some of that yourself? What's a model that you can use or a framework that you can utilize to stay consistent? Because you might think about this 1 or 2 days in a row, but it's really hard to stay consistent over time. We love to use this model. We use it with the Smart Chiropractor. Monthly campaigns, weekly topics, and daily posts. So monthly campaigns are those big ideas. Weekly topics are the breakdowns of those monthly campaigns, and the daily posts support it. So that's how you set yourself up to teach and invite consistently, is by using a framework of monthly campaigns, weekly topics, and daily posts. It's how we do it with the Smart Chiropractor. It's how we generate. I think I was looking at our data today. We had reached 4 million unique individuals on Facebook last month through our doctors and through our members using this exact system. So it works, but you got to stay consistent. You got to get out there and you have to teach and invite. And if you want to think about daily posts, you see these in this group each and every day: Motivational Monday, Testimonial Tuesday, Wake Up Wednesday, Tactical Thursday, and Friday favorites. We're giving you the scripts totally for free. You have the playbook, you have the frameworks. If you're in this group, take it upon yourself, do a little work, check out those posts that come out at 9 a.m. each Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it's going to give you an exact playbook on how you can build out your daily posts. So with that, let's talk a little bit about those 3 key content channels for 2021. We're a little bit more than halfway through 2021 right now, but we've learned a couple things along the way. So this is like, where should you be teaching and inviting? These 3 channels are a good place to start. Number 1 is email. Email is something that we talk about a lot because it drives a lot of business for almost every business. So email is absolutely critical. We're sending about 500,000 emails per month on behalf of our docs and generating thousands of visits off of those emails each and every month. Your email list plus automation is your most valuable asset. You might think, no way, man, it's my building. Well, your building, there's a margin, right? You might pay $200,000, now it's worth $250,000. So you have a profit of $50,000. Your email list, you can build for free, and it can pay you day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year for all of eternity. If you build a great connection with an audience through email, you can monetize that forever. And that is one of the most powerful direct communication channels. You're not at the whim of an algorithm on a social channel. You're not at the whim of anything. You have a direct communication line to your patients through email. So getting out there with your email list, adding in the automation so you don't have to send every single email. And you don't have to, please do not delegate your email task to the person at your front desk who might have sent an email once in their life or has an extra hour per week. This is a highly skilled area. And many companies have entire teams. Larger companies have teams devoted just to email. Maybe it's a copywriter, a subject line writer, a graphic designer. That's what we do for our members of the Smart Chiropractor. We have that team built out because we realize how important it is and how your results can really change when you have experts doing it as opposed to not. Also, the data matters. Because we send 500,000 emails per month, we are really nimble in terms of understanding what's going on. I didn't drop this link down below. I will after we finish up, but if you want to hop on and check out a demo with us, see if Smart Chiropractor is a good fit for you, check out the smartchiropractor.com/demo, schedule, hop on with our team. They'll walk through what you're doing, what opportunities you might have, and we'll see if it's a good fit. But email list and automation, absolutely critical. It is your most valuable asset in practice, yet most docs don't think of it that way. Why is it? Because 50% of people check their email at least 10 times per day, which is absolutely wild. I'm definitely one of those people. And 99% of people check their email at least once per day. So this is an area you're not fighting algorithms. It's not maybe they'll make it there. You got to be there. And when you're there on a weekly cadence with a weekly email newsletter, and then you put on your specialty campaigns, man, you really start to get some traction, especially when you look at that through the lens of teaching and inviting consistently, as you can imagine. So here are some stats right here. This is kind of behind the scenes of the Smart Chiropractor. I pulled these 2 weeks ago before I went to Texas. It's pretty small on the screen here, but bottom line is, it showcases that every 30 days, we're getting thousands of clicks through. We're sending hundreds of thousands of emails. And over the last year, I think we sent 5 million emails or something to that effect, maybe 6 million. So we got a lot of data. We have a great understanding of what works and what doesn't. So if that's something you're interested in, check out what we have going on. And speaking about what we have going on, Google My Business is the second key platform for 2021. This might be the surprise platform. You might have thought I was going to say Facebook, but Google My Business is absolutely critical. Why? Because these are our stats over the last 30 days for our Smart Chiropractor members. 16,500 leads generated, 5,200 phone calls, 7,000 practically website clicks, and 4,000 clicks for directions. Yes, I said that's over the last 30 days, which is absolutely wild, the amount of traction and traffic we are getting for our docs with our Google My Business listing optimization and posting. Now, you might say to yourself, great, I'm Google My Business. I already have that. It's working for me. Well, are you posting to it at least weekly? Because every week, 7 days is when a post expires on Google My Business. And if you look at the chart on the right-hand side of the chart, it says leads over time. And you can see it goes up and then falls down. Well, when it goes up, that's when our auto posting is happening, and then it falls down. So you might be getting some minor traction without posting, but wow, when you start posting, you can really supercharge and spike your abilities with Google My Business. So if you're already seeing success there, awesome. But we are seeing, I'm going to say, more success than you're seeing because the numbers speak for themselves, right? 16,000 leads over a 30-day period is absolutely fantastic. And that's what we've seen. And we've only seen that grow. I think last month, I was talking about 8,000 and we've nearly doubled, which is absolutely wild. So Google My Business is one of those places you need to be. Who would you rather see if you were somebody online? On the left-hand side of the screen, this is a not good built out Google My Business listing. There's stuff missing. There's no information. There's no reviews. There's no posts. On the right-hand side, you can see this is a doc that we work with, pictures of the practice up top. It's welcoming, great reviews. Every single aspect is built out. So man, when somebody goes on and searches chiropractor near me, who are they going to see? Are they going to choose you based upon your profile? Is it up to date? Does it look dusty because you're not posting there? Or does it look like you're engaged, which is going to be more likely that they're going to give you a buzz? So get out there and get at it. And the third part is your website. And I don't mean your website in terms of just having one. I hope you have one. But it's also about lead capture. So these are email pop-ups that we started a couple months ago. And this has been going off like gangbusters. This is ours actually on the Smart Chiropractor site. So this is an exit intent pop-up, the one I'm showing you, it's when somebody's exiting your page, they're moving their mouse to click back or go up to the URL and type in something else. Something pops up and it says like, hey, before you go, right? So this is the one that we utilize on the Smart Chiropractor, but let's take a look at some data with some of our members. This is a typical practice page, 34 emails collected over the last 1 month for a conversion percentage of about 2%. So those 34 emails collected, that maybe sounds like a lot to you. Maybe it doesn't sound like a lot. These are people that ended up on your chiropractic website. I always say this and I mean it. People don't visit your website for fun. They visit it because they're looking for a chiropractor. They probably live near you. They were searching for a chiropractor. They were referred and they went to your website. So collecting their email, these are high intent people. 34 emails a month. Let's say it was only 30 new subscribers to your email list. These are high intent, just high intent traffic. I'm going to say it's 100% conversion over the lifetime of this person. They're eventually going to come in if you teach and invite and follow up. But let's say it's only a 50% conversion over that month. That's 15 additional new patients by collecting emails. And you're building your email list, the most valuable asset of your practice. So you got to get out there and do this because these are absolutely key things. The final part of what I wanted to touch on today was memberships and subscriptions. I believe this is the future of healthcare. And why do I believe that? Is because it's happening right now, right? We see Ritual at the top, Peloton down below. There are billion-dollar companies out there right now servicing your patients with recurring revenue products. I believe us as doctors, we have the know, trust, and like factor. We know what we like as well. Your patients are buying all this stuff somewhere. It doesn't mean you need to sell all of it, but you need to pick what you're passionate about and at least have that offering for them. Because you should. So offer them what they're already buying. You don't need to reinvent the wheel here. 65% of people in the United States buy supplements monthly. The app world, as far as at-home movement and exercise, is growing to the tune of billions of dollars per year. The model is really set. It's a matter of getting out there, and you don't need to push either. If 50 patients subscribed for $30 per month, that'd be $1,500 per month in passive revenue. And this is not about having a inventory, what I call the graveyard of products of Christmas past. We've all been to a seminar, bought some products, and tried to sell it at our front desk, and it felt like we were pushing or selling, and it sucked, and the products ended up not working, and now you got a dusty closet of products that you haven't sold. That's not what we're advocating for whatsoever. These are everyday, everybody things, non-therapeutic. If you want to do therapeutic stuff in your practice, awesome. But in the terms of membership, think about like Ritual, a multivitamin, everybody, every day. What are those everybody, everyday items that you can offer that are drop shipped to their door? No inventory. You do not, and you should not have inventory in your practice at this point in time. And how can you set it to subscribe and save? Because getting somebody to say yes to something one time is hard enough. If you're trying to get them to say yes 12 times a year for a monthly product, you are just doing yourself and them a disservice. Make it easy for them. Give them a little bit of savings. This is the keys to memberships and subscriptions as we see it. And the bottom line is we believe that your best new patient is keeping your current patients. That's keeping them engaged. It doesn't mean keeping them hostage in your practice, but keeping them engaged so you can reactivate them, so you get them in your retention loop. Also, your next best new patient is a referral from a current patient. We all know that inherently. We all say referrals are fantastic, but you have to think about this. And then it's a member of your health tribe. That's the third best new patient. Well, guess what you don't see on here? Those individuals that are coming from a deep discount ad, right? Or those individuals that are coming in from some rando ad. This is about being smart with your marketing. It's about understanding human psychology. It's about getting out there and building a practice that you can be proud of, that's less vulnerable, that has less stress, and that increases the revenue coming in your front door. This creates a flywheel effect we've seen and we believe, which bigger your health tribe is, the more email addresses you can collect, the more recurring revenue you can have coming in. And that solves for all those problems that we touched on at the top. So hopefully this was a bunch of good information for you. Your next step, if you probably watch, 50% of people are watching this on a phone, but if you're not watching this on a phone, you're going to hold your phone up to the screen and use that QR code and it'll bring you to our blog post on optimizing your Google My Business listing. It goes step by step through 7 steps, I believe, on exactly how you can optimize your Google My Business listing. There's no opt-in or anything like that. This will literally show you exactly how we get some of the results that we've talked about before. If you are watching this on your phone, you can head over to the blog at thesmartchiropractor.com or blog.smartchiropractor.com. And I'll probably just link it down below for ease's sake as well. But definitely tighten up, dial in your Google My Business listing. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, drop them in this group. Jason and I are in this group each and every day. We're watching, we're commenting. Sometimes we shoot a bunch of videos. Sometimes we take it easy on the videos. But we are here, and thank you for being a part of this group. This has been a really, really awesome piece of what we do each and every day. It's something that we're super proud of. In the group of docs that we have in this group, I think are just really awesome. I think the engagement, the respect, the healthy debate has been absolutely fantastic. We've continued to see the group grow. So if you have friends as well that you think are cool, that are chiropractors, invite them to this group, share the group with them. We're always looking to build and grow this community, because the stronger the community is, the stronger we'll all be together. So I hope you have a great night. If you have any questions, hit me up, jeff@thesmartchiropractor.com. If you want to see a demo of all this in action and see if we can help you in your practice, thesmartchiropractor.com/demo, and I'll drop that link down below for optimizing your Google My Business listing. Have an awesome night. Bye-bye. Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to The Smart Chiropractor. We are posting videos on how you can market your chiropractic practice in a way that teach and invites consistently. We have found that is the magic formula to big time growth. So if you like this video, be sure to comment down below, smash that subscribe button, or visit us at thesmartchiropractor.com.